1791.
I see. Now you're getting rid of everything you've been living.
The word rid is a hard word, I think. Getting rid is a harsh word. No, you know, I don't have this house anymore. I wanted a modern house. I'm building a house with Taddeo Ando. I have this photo studio. Life changed, and you know, I'm a collector, but I'm not an owner. The big thing is for me, I'm doing collections. That means I have to do the next one 6 months later. Collecting for 25 years, one thing, it's marvelous. But suddenly, if you have so much and you own it, you are not a collector anymore, you became a curator. And I don't want to be a curator, you know.
You don't want to live in a museum?
No. You know, even those savonnerie from the Salon de la Paix and all that, they were on the floor, people walked on it. The people, he owns this big, let's talk about that carpet, who owned the savonnerie before me, they had ropes around it like in a museum. I think that's horrible, then you shouldn't have it. Things should be lived with, or forget about it.
And you're having this house designed near Biarritz by the Japanese architect?
Yes.
Andeo?
Not Japanese.
Japanese?
Pei is Chinese.
No.
Taddeo Ando is Japanese.
Will you have furniture in this house?
He designs even the furniture. But you know, with him it's limited to really the bed, the table, and maybe a canopy. Huh?
So it's pretty zen?
Yes, in a way, but it's beyond zen. I think it's magic. And you know, most of the space are not even rooms. There are only spaces you walk through with water courts and galleries. It's a very, how could I say, strange house for standards of wallpaper and living room ideas from the past, you see?
And you've been collecting 1940s furniture a lot as well, haven't you?
No, this is another story. We will make a sale with that too. I once had a house in Monte Carlo, and let's say I didn't know what to do, and let's try that. I finished it, and when it was finished, I thought this would be okay if I would be a beautiful 35 or 30-year-old woman, but not for me. It didn't work. It was too feminine. I had also once an Art Deco collection, what was very beautiful. I sold it too because I moved out of the house, and suddenly, you know, there was no need for that anymore, because I like to have this the setting with the furniture. I'm into total looks, you see.
That was 1977, wasn't it, that you sold? 75. Sorry, you sold the Art Deco.
And then I had a huge house in Monte Carlo, what I still have, where we make a sale too on the end of the year called La Vigie, because I moved out of that. And from the beginning on, and I'm living in Monte Carlo for 20 years, I have a penthouse in a tower called La Roccabella, and that changed 3 times already, the big place, it's over 1,000 square meters. And it was all done by Memphis in the early 80s. But after a few years, and I love the Memphis thing, you know, when
it's very loud, isn't it? Very colourful.
Yes, but
Italian furniture.
Yes, but all the walls were grey, pale grey, dark grey, and in front only the sea. It was perfect for that. But after a few years, I had to put it on storage because it was so strong and so fashion that the danger of things who are that strong and that fashion, they get out of fashion. Huh? They can come back, and now I see in the catalogs they start to have sales with pieces from Memphis, because I had everything done by them. I mean, like the 18th century, it was down to the china and everything. They had made everything for me. And I put it in storage, and after 3 or 4 years, I went there to look after something, and I saw that they started to be damaged. And finally, I think beautiful pieces of furniture don't like to be in storage. They feel unloved. There's something, and then I decided to make a sale with the Memphis thing too, but it was in storage for 6, 7 years.
They need to be sat on and loved and touched and...
Yes, exactly. In the 18th century, now they have to be loved by somebody else. I still own them, and I will always own them in my mind, but the physical owning is not needed anymore. It's beyond. But because also, you know, I have the feeling, I know the 18th century, the French one especially, like if I had lived in the 18th century, but for that, it's better not to possess all that now, but it was important that I had it, because by living in a house, which was really done like the famous Boîte de Choiseul, I really had the feeling I lived in the 18th century. I lived my way, and things were changed, because we have more modern comfort. I mean, you cannot compare. But the mood, the atmosphere, as the French would say, the spirituality of all this, I have the feeling I got it, and I still have the books, I have the catalogs, who are beautifully made, and you know, the books about the 18th century, and also the writing from Voltaire and Diderot, all that, you don't need to have a big house for that. You can have it on a computer today.
Is it true that one of the stories is that you had your butler iron the sheets before you...
No, butler don't. You know, butlers who iron. Butlers never iron.
No.
The maids, yes. But this is, you know, I'm a collector of antique linen sheets, and antique linen sheets have to be ironed. If not at all, but not, you have the feeling you sleep in, I don't know what, in an old shirt.
Yeah. So that's part of the
Yeah,
Lagerfeld.
it preserves them. No, but no, it's true. I mean, my parents did it. I continue what I was used to, because linen sheets, it doesn't take long, because after all, they are not that destroyed after one. It's better to iron them. Often you change them after a few days. But the important thing is to iron them every day, because nothing is more, how could I say, inviting to go to bed in the evening than a beautifully pressed linen bed.
Yeah.
And my mother always used to say, I only get up in the morning to get to bed later in the evening in a fresh pressed linen sheet bed.
Uh-huh. There were lots of rumours in Paris when you announced you were selling your collection, saying you needed money, that you'd had a disagreement with the French tax authorities. Is this just rumour, or is there any truth in it?
The rumour it's rumour and it's not rumour. I had it for 16 years, but this is settled already years ago. But people think that I paid all that, I pay French taxes, but this is an agreement I have, so that this money is not going to the taxes. I'm very sorry for the people who think that, but I like that people think that, because I'm tired of getting letters from people who ask for money, because they see the estimation and then they think it's a lot of money. Maybe it's a lot of money, but for Bill Gates it's nothing. Huh? So you are always the poor of somebody else. Huh? So I must say I'm tired of this hundreds of letters I got, that I prefer people think it's for the taxes, because then I can keep it.
Thank you very much indeed. Ça nous avait combien de minutes?